like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives? Hi, and welcome to another episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives? I am your host, Olivia Willis, and today we teased this on the last full episode of the podcast that we needed to get Cara Phipps on the podcast immediately. I accidentally took a swift 4 to 6 week break from the podcast that was unexpected, but I hope you've been enjoying those mini-sodes. But here we are back with the one and only Cara Phipps. Cara, welcome.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Thank you so much.
How are you?
True. Wow. I'm very nervous. And
okay.
It's because, one, I really don't like the sound of my voice. So I truly don't know how I have friends or people talk to me because I don't get it.
Hey, we love you.
Thank you so much. I love you. And then the other, your voice has such dulcet tones to it. When I listen, I'm just oh God, Olivia, what a professional.
Oh my God, that's so kind.
Star. So I just I'm just right off the bat, I just want to say, I'm nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
I'm so thrilled you're here because I think that you have the potential for having the most in-depth knowledge of soaps coming into a recording of this podcast.
I think, because I'm trying to remember the others, but I grew up on soaps,
right? And no one else who I've talked to about this podcast has.
I'm not,
including me.
And the thing is, I keep wanting to call this one of the ones that it's not.
General Hospital instead of Days of Our Lives?
No, I always want to call it The Young and the Restless, but it's Days of Our Lives. And that's a totally different one.
Well, it's because they're both nonsensical word salads.
I think that's it. Is because because I grew up, I think they were the ABC soaps. So it was All My Children, One Life to Live, and then General Hospital. And that was the sequence from noon to 3. And that's what my growing up. My mom watched One Life to Live from the time I think she was 15 until it went off the air. So she grew up with those people, so she knew those people.
That's so crazy.
And I actually think watching soap operas is why I'm so good at watching TV shows, because I can get through a convoluted storyline.
Yes.
I can remember people and the relationship and who's sleeping with who and all of this stuff.
And you can catch when they're clearly dropping a piece of information that needs to come back later. You're oh, I have tracked that.
Yes. It's you just jump right in. Although when I watched this episode, I did at first I was no one's saying names. I don't know who anyone's name is. They were saying all these other names. And I was just okay, but who are you?
That's so funny. I wonder if this was a middle of the week episode. Because I do think sometimes
it might have been.
Because they used to air on NBC Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But now I think they just drop 5 episodes once a week on Peacock.
Really? Oh, it's not on network anymore?
No.
When did it go off network?
At least a year ago, a little over a year ago, I think.
Fascinating. I'm soaps are so curious to me. Just the structure of a soap, the way things work. And are there any soaps still on a network? Still on during?
I think there's still one maybe on ABC. It could be.
Is it The Young and the Restless?
It could be.
Not that we're promoting other soaps on
Not
this
that I would literally never.
It's General Hospital?
Is this the moment where we announce that this is actually the first episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives Live, where we have a guest in the building? Emily Swanberg, friend of the pod, former guest, is silently watching.
Girlfriend to current guest.
Yes, correct. I love that you're still silent.
I know you're not saying anything.
Am I allowed?
You're the Steven to our Karen in Georgia right now.
Exactly.
Steven!
Oh, I literally almost said R.I.P. Steven. That man is alive. He just has a different job.
Yes. And we love that for him.
I am so sorry.
Love you, Steven. Miss you.
Okay, wow. We dove right in. I'm so happy. Okay, because I have some questions that I like to start with up top, which you kind of already started with my first one, that your relationship to Days of Our Lives / soap operas is you fully grew up on
soaps,
the ABC soaps, but Days of Our Lives was never really on the docket.
No, well, because I think it's because I believe, I'd have to fact check with my mom, but I think Barbie. I don't call her right now, get her on the phone, but I think her mom watched soaps, and so it was sort of a thing that just got handed down.
Yeah.
And a fun crossover with General Hospital is in this episode. the characters, Harris and Ava, I had to like look them up. But they are, it's Jason Quartermain and Carly Corinthos from General Hospital.
That is so funny. Okay, peek behind the curtain. Cara and I were supposed to record this podcast episode 2 days ago, and I jester flop forgot a recording of my own podcast that I had scheduled.
Well, I also didn't confirm. I didn't follow up.
Listen, it wasn't your job to confirm. It's my podcast.
I guess.
So
I just I don't like, no, it's okay.
So we hung out on Tuesday and spilled a little bit of the tea that you revealed that I knew that the woman who played Ava was on General Hospital. I did not know that Harris was also on General Hospital and that they were love interests on General Hospital.
And like major players for a long time. Like I think that they both started, like I think, because their names are, the actors' names are Steve Burton and Tamara Braun.
Yes.
And they each won daytime Emmys for General Hospital for these characters.
Oh my God.
And I don't know what their relationship is on Days of Our Lives, but like, yeah, when they were on General Hospital, like they were love interests.
Yeah.
And then she like slept with his brother and got pregnant and made him like be the father of this child. And then she married one of the other main characters, Sonny Corinthos, who was like a big thing. Yeah. And Sonny made Jason give him parental rights over this kid that he thought Jason had with It was a whole thing. Jesus. It was so, oh my gosh.
It's so fascinating that I'm like, all of these shows, I guess General Hospital is in its own thing because it's doctors, but anything that's not set in a hospital is like, we're doing all the same plot.
It's like, no, but it's all the same thing. It's all the passing off. And it's like General Hospital, yes, it's a hospital, but it's also gangsters. Like Sonny Corinthos is a gangster. Yes, Sonny's a gangster. He's like a bad guy. Also, like a crime guy.
Why
like
so many Greek names?
I don't know, because I also think that he was Italian.
She's famously Italian. Ava Vitale on Days of Her Life is famously Italian. Well, she's from an Italian mafia family.
No,
Did you hear how Minnesota I just sounded?
Yeah, a little bit.
She's from an Italian mafia family.
Don't you know? So yeah, when they came on screen, I was like, God, why do those two? Her at first, I was like, who is that? Why? And then they went over to him. I'm like, him too? Who are these people?
That's so funny.
And then I finally looked up the actors and I freaked out. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's Carly and Jason.
I feel like there must be so many like little Easter eggs that I miss because I have no background with soap operas.
Well, and also because the last mini-sode you did,
Dr. Marlena Evans.
Yes, you had a whole thing about how she was getting kidnapped all the time.
Yes,
Carly was kidnapped. Carly was always getting fucking kidnapped.
Oh my God, we can curse. Fuck? Okay. We can. Yes.
Sorry, not sorry. Freedom of speech. Well, I have it.
And all of a sudden, this show has gotten political.
I know, it's a political podcast.
Okay. Oh my God. Amazing.
I'm very, very familiar with the soaps, both of the classic nature and then also like, I think Grey's Anatomy is a very soapy show.
Oh, 100%. So, I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to Emily Swanberg. We talked about that last time of just like the modern soap.
Right. It's the modern soap. And it also used to be one of my comfort shows.
Grey's Anatomy?
It used to be.
Did you fall off?
I fell off once they, I think once they got rid of Arizona, I was sort of like, well, most of the people I like aren't on the show anymore. Yeah. And so I don't really care.
Yeah.
I've wanted to like get back on it, but I feel like once you miss a season, then all of a sudden you blink and there's 6. And you're like, I don't know if I have it in me for 6 seasons.
Yeah, and there's so many new people. So this is a seamless transition into my second question of what would you say is your comfort TV show?
I mean, I think it changes, but I really like a procedural. Ooh, currently, yeah. I like a crime procedural.
Heck yes.
I like right now, Law and Order SVU.
Oh, yes. New or old episodes?
Old. I feel like recently they've just focused a lot on the characters and their relationships. And I just want to see like a rapist go to jail. Yeah. I just want to see them chase a guy down the street, take him out to find out that's the red herring. And in fact, you know who it was? It was that building manager you talked to
all along.
5 minutes into the show.
Yes.
Has been keeping someone in his basement. You
yes.
know?
Yes.
And so I tend to stick to the episodes where it's like kind of at the end of Maloney's tenure.
That was a good time.
But before Kelly Gillett came in.
Kelly Giddish?
Giddish, there we go.
Yeah.
Because Kelly Giddish, I like her fine.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like her sister, and the sister and
the
mom
sister's
tend
a
to
big
pop
deal.
up. So yeah, so I like that middle part, and and also that's when they had like some of the best guest stars.
Yes, for sure.
So-
and that's when like Mariska Hargitay was like winning Emmys for
I know,
SVU.
and her hair changed so many times. It was
love
always
her
awesome
hair.
to like. I feel like I know when we are
Absolutely.
in SVU by what her hair looks like.
Absolutely. Okay, last question before we get into it. What was the most surprising thing about the episode you watched? It could have been that Ava and Harris were
I think
from from General Hospital.
I think yes, in terms of like the personal connection of realizing of like, okay, wow, big crossover.
Yeah.
But then also, I don't know if I want to say it because I don't know if it's like hashtag spoiler alert, you know?
Okay. Well, we're gonna spoil it soon.
Like there's a bit at the end with the British guy.
Oh,
where I was
yes,
like,
that.
What?
This is taking a twist.
Yeah, and huge twist. Like
Yeah.
the like
Brace yourselves, listeners.
Like-
and Emily.
for real. Like it's like, you know, and it's like you don't see it coming. It's not like
I didn't either. This was when, so peek behind the curtain. I have no rhyme or reason for how I pick these episodes that I'm
Okay.
going to recap on the show. It's just that as I'm watching, if there's something that I'm like, ooh, I add it to the list.
yeah,
And this was the thing where I
this
was like,
was
well,
the
I guess
one.
we're doing this episode on the podcast.
where you hit like, because it's been a wild ride anyway for me, and I'm
Yes.
following like 4.5 literally. I've like, as I was taking notes, I'm like, there's 4.5 different storylines here.
Yes.
And then that twist comes in at the end, and it's like, it's not like, you know, the final 15 minutes in the carriage in Bridgerton where you're like, you saw it coming and you want it, you know.
This Bridgerton obsessed bitch.
Hey, you know what? Get on the train. Don't even want, like, it's okay.
I know. I'm also on the train. I'm just behind.
Everyone's doing it right now. Just do it. But like, as opposed, like that one, you kind of, you know, it's coming and you want it. But like this one, I didn't know it was coming, and I actually didn't want it. Oh, fuck. I didn't want it, but I don't know where it's going. You know.
Okay. Well,
So
I feel like there's
I hope
nothing
that's
to it
enough
but to do it.
Clickbait for everyone to
Everybody
keep listening.
listen till the end.
Yeah.
Okay. As we know, we're going to try to find the title of my podcast episode. You have some
suggestions,
potential
yes.
titles of ep. Okay. Well, we'll come back in a moment and get ready to start the recap.
Recap.
Okay. Today, we are recapping Days of Our Lives, season 59, episode 24, which aired on September 28th, 2023. I am creeping through season 59 at a snail's pace,
Yeah,
but
I like
that's
that,
just
though.
because there's so much to talk about.
Did you know on IMDb this episode is listed as season 1, episode 14,699.
That is sick. That's what I mean. It's like there's no thought put behind what season is what, how many. They're just like, oh, it's just the 14,000th episode of Days of Our Lives. Okay, so yes, season 59, episode 24. Our episode begins in the office of DA Melinda Trask. There's a good amount of characters in this episode that I haven't talked about on the podcast before, so that's
I think
exciting.
so, because like as they were all, when I finally got their names,
Yes.
I was like, I don't know who you are.
Never heard of you before.
Never heard of you.
So yeah, I'll have a lot of like, what's this person been up to? So yes, we're in the office of District Attorney Melinda Trask. It's giving Law and Order. And she's wearing a fantastic pink pantsuit in this moment.
Like I was like, this is Big Kate Blanchett. You know?
Yes.
I thought it looked lavender to me. Was it pink?
Oh, maybe it was lavender.
I'm not sure.
It could have been a mauve.
Mauve, maybe, perhaps. Is it mauve or mauve?
Emily?
Mauve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whatever color it is, it's an incredible pantsuit.
Yeah, it fits her really well.
And who should be visiting DA Melinda Trask but Jack Hay Harry herself, Paulina Price.
Queen.
She is paying Trask a visit because Paulina has been appointed to be mayor while Abe, her husband, continues his recovery and works on his hashtag memory loss.
Oh, he's not dead.
No, he's alive, but he was missing for a long time and presumed dead.
Okay.
And he was he was found. He was being held hostage.
Got it.
But he has hashtag memory loss and doesn't remember anything about being the mayor, about the town, about his wife.
So does she have to be mayor because he can't remember anything?
Yes, like since he's technically mayor, he was like, I shouldn't be doing this job right now. I'm going to appoint my wife to be acting mayor, which I don't think holds up legally.
Probably not. I feel like, do you have like a vice mayor? Like you have a vice president?
Well, that's kind of what happened. Like while he was missing, some evil guy took over and like fired everybody and like threatened to throw Paulina in jail and all this stuff.
Oh,
like it was he was a tyrant.
Okay.
But he was some like lieutenant governor or something.
Okay.
I don't know why he was able to just be like, you, my wife, I appoint you as acting mayor. Seems fishy. But we're going with it because she's incredible.
Sure. Oh my God. Yeah, legend.
So Melinda starts congratulating Paulina on the new position. She's being very effusive. But as Melinda's calling herself Paulina's humble servant, Paulina cuts her off. And she goes, "Are you done? Because you're fired."
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
And Big Apprentice vibes.
Yes,
I didn't like
that is true. I know. We're leaning into
That was a little,
dare I
like,
say, Trumpy moment.
Again, this is a political podcast. So.
Once again, everything is political. Mm-hmm. So now we go into the apartment of Sloane Peterson, who is another character I have not talked about before on the podcast. And she's a fairly new character. She, like, I think her first season was the previous season, season 58.
Okay.
She is like an Amazon woman model lawyer. Like she is the tallest, leggiest, blondest model lady you've ever seen in your life. Famously, she was on America's Next Top Model.
Right, you said that.
I can't remember her actual name
what her cycle was.
or what her cycle was at all, but I do know that that is how she got her start.
I mean, honestly, looking at her, I'm like, yeah.
It checks out. Yeah. Yeah, Sloane is like a defense attorney that people like hated when she started on the show because they like called her like an ambulance chaser defense attorney. Like she's just looking for the like seedy cases and and she like represents all the creeps. But now she's like involved with Eric Brady, who is like a beloved character and goody two shoes.
Is that
on
the guy
show.
who walks into the apartment?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I really thought it was her dad.
Yeah, he has a real salt and pepper hair vibe.
And there's just like enough of a look where and the way she greeted him too. I was just like, oh, this must be her dad. And then he said something about moving in. And I went, oh
no. And then they start kissing and you're like, no.
I was like, wait, okay. I really.
Yeah. So yeah, her boyfriend, Eric Brady, who was a former priest and is the son of Dr. Marlena Evans.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes. So Eric comes in, he's like lugging suitcases, and this was a very clunky scene in my opinion. She's like confused because she thought he was the dim sum delivery guy. And she's confused because she doesn't know where he's going with that luggage. And Eric's like, going? I'm coming here. I'm still moving in, right? And then it's like, dun, dun, dun. And she's like looking around shady. And I'm like, what a weird energy to start.
I know. I was like, not the reaction.
No, not the reaction you want.
Didn't you ask him?
I know.
Why wouldn't he call you? I was so.
Yeah.
Like, did he tell you who? I was so confused. And then I also wrote down in all caps, how are we less than a minute in at this point?
Absolutely. Yes.
With all the stuff that's gone down.
That's correct. And this is where we're going to end this scene too. Like that's the cliffhanger we're going to end it on. It's just brilliant. Okay, now we head to the DiMera mansion, the gray room.
Okay, yes, the gray couple.
Where E.J. DiMera, British sort of baddie villain, returns from a long day of work. And we finally meet Nicole Walker, who's a super famous character on the show, but we also haven't talked about on the podcast yet.
Okay.
She is currently engaged to EJ and pregnant with what she thinks is EJ's baby, but the father is actually Nicole's ex-husband, Eric Brady.
No way.
Yes.
Get out.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay. So Nicole cheated on EJ with Eric when she and Eric were both, drumroll please, high on the Sex Biscuits that Talia put in the bakery.
Oh my
Remember
God,
I
these
said
Sex
it's always going to
Biscuits
come
are
back to the Sex Biscuits?
Jesus.
Yes.
What were these biscuits, man?
They just made everybody super horny.
Like, where's that recipe?
I know. And she's like, I know about it because I'm a doctor. And I'm like, what? What are these doctors hiding from us? Not to get too political again. Okay. But yes, so they slept together while they were high on the Sex Biscuits. Nicole like tried to keep it a secret, but then she found out she was pregnant. It had been this whole thing. She had been like infertile for a long time.
So she also has like the teeniest, tiniest bump.
Yes.
That she keeps touching.
She's holding it the whole time.
And also like a little shame on wardrobe for giving her the dress, because like the dress is not helping her accentuate the pregnancy in any way, shape, or form based on like the cut of the dress.
Yeah.
And also the pattern.
Yeah.
So
it's
like,
very confusing.
If you wanted us to see pregnant, there were like other ways to do that.
Absolutely.
I have a lot of
dress.
I have a lot of issues with like props and
Yeah.
scenic and cost only in this one.
Yeah.
Only in this one.
I mean, I think that's entirely fair.
Oh, also, why is he British?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No idea. I don't know if his father was British, the scary man from The Portrait.
Right,
like,
because I thought that was a portrait of him in the background, and I was like, okay.
All the Damaras have like different vibes and accents because they're all like a blended family of like different combinations of mothers. But there are a handful of British ones.
So that was a
maybe
question
some
I
of
had.
them
I was
were
like,
raised in the UK.
Is he British?
Yeah, because I don't think the actor is British.
Oh, no, I mean, clearly not. Clearly.
So Nicole was gonna keep it a secret, but then she found out she was pregnant. She was so excited to be pregnant because she thought she was not able to get pregnant. And she knew there was a chance it could be Eric's because of the Sex Biscuits incident. So that's why she like came clean, told EJ about it. They got a paternity test.
Okay.
Sloane was dating Eric at the time.
Uh-huh.
Knew that Eric would leave her and get back together with Nicole if Nicole was pregnant with his baby. So she somehow like intervened and got the paternity test results and found out that Eric was the father and like altered the results. And so now she's the only one who knows that.
She hasn't told anybody else?
She hasn't told anybody else. I don't think she's told anybody else. She definitely hasn't told Eric or Nicole.
Yeah.
Or EJ. So that's the vibe with Nicole's pregnancy.
Okay, great.
Anywho, EJ comes home late from work. He missed dinner, but luckily, quote, cook is keeping a plate warm.
Come on, what is this, Gosford Park?
I know.
What?
They always do that too. They always refer to cook. And I'm like, what are you doing? But they'll refer to Harold, who is like their butler who's never seen.
Also, it's chef. Yes,
Yeah,
chef.
come on. Have some fucking respect.
Like, please.
So yeah, cook is keeping a plate warm. EJ pours a hefty glass of whiskey.
That he takes the tiniest sips out of.
That then will haunt him for the rest of the scene because I'll be damned if I wasn't tracking
same.
continuity-wise.
Same.
Like, okay, he finished the drink and now we're in another shot and he has more of the drink.
More. I have that same note, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, because he finished it at a really good time and then it comes back. And then also, did you clock when he like took a drink out of the empty cup?
No.
Oh yeah, he did it. There was fully nothing in the cup
because
he likes he likes to take a drink after every sentence he's done with.
Yes,
and like it just becomes this thing.
Dang.
And it's like in the next cycle of this story, he's like taking a drink, and it's like the thing is, if you watch him, I think he realizes as he's putting it up to his mouth
and he's
that
like,
there's nothing in there, and he follows through. He committed to the bit, and I give him credit for that.
That's so funny. Okay, so he's downing his whiskey. He's complaining that all day he was looking for a new head of IT for Demera Enterprises. And Nicole's confused. Well, what about Wendy Shin? That's her job. And EJ reveals that he fired Wendy because he caught her snooping for proof that EJ hired a hit on Ava Vitale. And then he gulps his whiskey. So Wendy Shin is the girlfriend of Trip Johnson, who is the son of Ava Vitale.
Okay.
So EJ sent a hitwoman, to the mental hospital where Ava was being held prisoner.
Uh-huh.
And
I love these shows.
Yeah, how am I going to dig myself out of this one? Ava and Harris shot the hit woman and escaped Bayview. Oh. And they were on the run. And while they were on the run, Wendy and Trip helped them like get out of the country. Like Wendy did some IT magic and got them fake passports to get out of the country.
Like you do when you're in IT.
Like you do when you're in IT. And so then Wendy works for EJ. Trip obviously suspected that EJ was the one who put out the hit on Ava. So Wendy was like, let me snoop around and get proof that EJ did this. And EJ caught her. And so EJ understandably fired her.
Yeah, and he's very concerned about getting this
We
new head of
need
IT.
to get a new head of IT.
We can't be without one.
Immediately. Okay, so now in London, aka the Big Smoke, that was from the episode that Jacoby did. They got a clue from the vision of Susan Banks, and it was like she's stuck in the Big Smoke, and Harris was like, the Big Smoke, that's a nickname for London. And I was like, what?
Okay.
Never heard of it. I don't know how
that.
Dickensian it is, but
The Big Smoke.
now we're in the Big Smoke.
All right,
Here we are. We're in London.
Here we are.
Ava and Harris are sitting at a cafe, and they've been looking for a lead on where Susan Banks could be. It turns out the crumbs of the scone they're eating formed the perfect letter E, which inspired Harris to Google Susan Banks crumb E. And he discovered that Susan had previously been married to a British man named Edmund Phineas Crumb.
What? Who? I want to know in the writer's room how they came. Like, that was the name, guys.
Like, oh, we know what we'll do. His name is Crumb, and so we'll make it Crumbs, and they'll form a letter E. And then there's also this like whole runner where Harris's Wi-Fi is loading super slowly.
Yes.
It's so dumb. So Harris is like, listen, I'm new to this whole supernatural thing, but it seems like we should try and find this Edmund Crumb.
Like, what supernatural thing?
So Susan Banks has a connection to the supernatural realm. She can astral project herself.
What?
Yes. I'm so sorry. I probably should have led with that.
Because I wrote down, I'm like, supernatural thing. What is this
Oh, yeah,
show?
I'm so
like,
sorry.
What are we talking
So
about?
Ava was famously in Bayview, the psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
She was seeing visions of Susan, and people thought she had lost her marbles, so to speak. But it turns out Susan was appearing to her as a ghost.
Right,
even
like
though
you do.
She's presumed alive. She's trying to help her find. And so this was part of her thing, like, she can sense the spirits. Like, when Marlena was possessed by the devil, Susan like showed up in town and was like, guys, I think the devil is in town. I can't tell who he's with, but the devil is here. So that's the supernatural thing.
Okay. All right.
So
all
yeah.
right.
Harris thinks they should try to find Edmund Crumb. The underscoring is ramping up. Ava's desperate, but like skeptical that Crumb would be able to give them any info about whether Susan's alive or dead. And then the underscoring crescendos as Harris holds up a heinous photo of Susan dressed like an absolute clown with this man in glasses, Mr. Crumb.
Budget Ted Danson.
Budget Ted Danson is being generous
Here's,
with the picture.
In the picture, it's Budget Ted Danson, and then when you meet him IRL, it's Budget someone else.
Yeah.
It's just real. Like, there's a lot of glasses in that photo.
There's
too.
a lot of reflection
There's a
from
lot
the
of
flash
like,
off
thick
the
frame,
glasses.
like a thick frame. They both like a thick frame on those glasses.
Yeah. So off of that just tragic picture of the two of them, we get the opening theme. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. That was all before the opening theme.
I know, that's like, it blew my mind. And also, who does the title voice? Do you know who that is?
I don't know, but I would assume I should look it up. I would assume it's like been the same voice the entire time.
Well, that's what I wonder. It's like, do they get a new person on there, or is it the sort of thing where like they just have a recording from like the very beginning and they just keep using it?
I think they literally have a recording
That's
from
awesome.
1965.
That's awesome.
But my dream is that like in the next couple of seasons they'll switch and it'll be Marlena's voice. I think that's what they should do.
Oh.
Have it be a lady voice, have it be Marlena. Like that would be iconic.
All right. I'm here for that.
Or have it be mine.
I was going to say, I think you do a great job.
Start of a new era.
Like, let's put that out there.
Yeah.
NBC, what's up?
NBC, you cowards.
You
hire me.
Cowards.
Okay. Back in the DA's office, Melinda is stunned that Paulina is firing her.
Also, P.S., you can't fire the district attorney. There are 4 states in the United States that the district attorney is not an elected official. 4. They are New Jersey, Connecticut, Alaska, and Washington, D.C.
Okay, and this is famously in Illinois.
And this is famously in Illinois. So here's the thing. we're going to suspend our disbelief, but like actually you can't fire the district attorney. They're an elected position.
Well, I would also argue that Paulina's not 100% tapped into the political landscape, because her comeback when Melinda is shocked, Paulina says, "You serve at the pleasure of the queen," and she is not amused.
Also, I'm so sorry, but like so many of these lines of what's her name, Paulina, the character,
yes.
Like, does someone writing for Drag Race also write for this? Because like so many of her lines should be lines on Drag Race. And also, while we're at it, JK needs to be a guest judge on Drag Race.
Oh, absolutely. I hope this is part of like a real renaissance for her.
I really do too.
I just love her. I love her so much.
Anyway, that's just to say I did a little research. I dramaturged it a little bit, and I
thank you for that, because I think it's important that we hold this entire storyline to account.
She might try to do that, and then she would get to somebody who would be like, "P.S. You can't fire her."
Well, this is when we realize that Paulina is potentially, forming a autocracy.
Yeah,
this is the beginning of the end for democracy in Salem.
Wow,
no, I didn't want to get so political. I know, but I can't help it. It's right there.
It's right there. This is a really political episode. We've got the district attorney, the mayor.
Political episode. So Paulina has a bone to pick with Melinda because of some previous drama, which included the statuesque lawyer, Sloane Peterson. So here's the backstory. Sloane came to Salem last year with a vendetta against Paulina and Paulina's daughter, Chanel.
Okay.
Sloane revealed that years prior, like not on the show, years prior, Chanel had quote unquote had an affair with Sloane's father and then killed Sloane's mother.
What?
What actually happened is that Sloane's father was Chanel's professor at maybe this was in London. It's all connected. Sloane's father was Chanel's professor who took advantage of his position of power by engaging in a romantic relationship with Chanel, who was his student at the time. Sloane's mother then found out, lured Chanel to a rooftop, and threatened to kill her. But in self-defense, Chanel pushed Sloane's mother away, and she fell off the rooftop and died.
That's too bad for Mom.
Regardless, Paulina helped cover it up. So Sloane tracked Chanel and Paulina from London to Salem and made it her mission to ruin them. Sloane enlisted Melinda Trask's help in pursuing murder charges, and there was like a dramatic scene where they arrested Paulina and Chanel on the night of Abe's mayoral reelection. So understandably, Paulina does not fuck with Melinda, because Melinda was very, I'm gonna throw you in jail for the rest of your life, to Paulina. And now she's doing an abrupt 180, being like, I'm so excited to work with you, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, I'm your humble servant.
I am your humble servant.
Okay.
So that's that on that. Now, Melinda's trying to defend her actions. She's like, I was just doing my job. But Paulina goes, you were having a rip-roaring good time. It was fun for you to arrest us like that. And in a last-ditch effort, Melinda says it would be a mistake to let her go now when she can offer Paulina a high-profile conviction. And Paulina needs it because this asshole, Clint Rawlings, this is the guy. Clint Rawlings is gunning for the office of mayor.
Okay.
He's the guy who had stepped in for Abe while Abe was missing, and he sucked and was like trying to ruin everybody's life. So Paulina needs a big win to fend this guy off. So then Paulina like rolls her eyes very dramatically and is like admitting that it would be good to close a high profile case. And she goes, but who do you have in mind? Cliffhanger, end of scene. Great way to end a scene.
Great way to end it, and also wonderful eye acting by both of these people.
Wonderful eyeball acting.
Is just on point.
That's actually a really good point, because there's a lot of silent staring on this show, and some people give nothing. You have to work a lot with your eyes.
It's a lot.
And they are killing it. Alrighty, back at Sloane's apartment. We're going to tie up the super clunky first scene we had with them. Sloane admits to Eric that she does want him to move in. She just didn't think it would be tonight. And then she's like, I didn't think a former priest would be so eager to live in sin. And Eric replies, well, seeing as I was kicked out of the priesthood for performing an exorcism, cohabitating is small potatoes.
Also, aren't priests allowed to do exorcisms?
I think they're famously supposed to, encouraged to.
Kind of part of their job.
Yeah. Eric reminds her that they won't be living in sin long. They are engaged to be married. And I'm like, did we need that? Anyway. And then Sloane's like, yeah, we are engaged. But for how long? When are we tying the knot? And Eric looks panicked.
Terrified.
Absolutely terrified. And again, it's very clunky. I've never liked them together as a couple, but this like episode is a perfect example of why. Like, it's just so awkward.
No, and like, yeah, no, he's not excited. And also, like, he was living with his dad.
Correct.
Like, that was a whole other thing too. He was like, well, my dad has to, something about renting. And I was like, what?
Oh, he was living in an apartment above the Brady Pub, which is the restaurant that his father owns.
Oh, the famous Brady Pub.
The famous Brady Pub with the chowder.
Episodes past.
Yes.
And they talk about the chowder a lot.
They love talking about the chowder.
Not Sloane.
But Sloane hates the chowder.
Hates
That's right. Oh, yeah, I think that's literally about
later
to come up. Okay, so Eric looks super panicked, but apparently it's just because he hadn't thought about when the wedding would be.
How long have they been engaged?
Days, weeks, it's hard to tell.
Okay, great.
But they decided to get engaged because Eric was low-key disappointed that the baby that Nicole is having was not his. And so he was like, oh, I want to be a father.
Red flag.
I know. But so he's like, it made me, and then right before that happened, he was seeing this woman who got pregnant and she decided to have an abortion. And he was like devastated because he really wanted to keep the baby. He lost the baby. He lost being a father with Jada. He lost being a father with Nicole. And now he's like, oh my God, I really want to be a father. Sloane found out she like has, I literally almost said Crohn's disease. There was an episode where she found out she has like an autoimmune deficiency and she can't get pregnant. And so now they're like gonna adopt, but they want to be married to adopt. That also came out of
left field.
Yes.
Where it's like all of a sudden it was like, oh, and then the adoption and...
Yeah.
But it was her idea.
But it's just because she is trying to save the relationship.
Okay. Right, because she can't let him know that actually, in fact...
That's exactly right.
That's his baby.
That's his baby in there. Okay, so Sloane is like, I don't want to get married at the pub because it smells like chowder.
She really is not about this chowder.
And then Eric is like, well, it was good enough for my brother, Rex and Sarah. They got married there today. This is the famous wedding. They finally went through with the wedding. Emily's very excited. Sloane's offended that they weren't invited.
Well, and hold on a second, pause, because isn't his brother getting married to his ex?
That's correct. Yes. So that's...
I love soaps.
Yes. So Sloane's like, I can't believe we weren't invited. And Eric is like, well, that's because me and Sarah have a history, ... which I did not bother to look into further.
That's fine.
But yeah, they used to date. I think there was also like a potential... Remember, Emily, when I said... Sarah had already had a baby where there was like a baby swapping situation. Eric was tangentially involved in that because there was a chance he thought he was the father of Sarah's first baby, but he wasn't actually. So yeah, there's just a lot of drama.
So much questionable paternity.
A lot of questionable paternity. And you can never be too sure on this show.
That's... Wow.
I feel like unless you are the lab technician running your own paternity tests, that's the only way you can know for sure.
Who knows where your uterus has been?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Eric's like, it's fine. We didn't need to go to the wedding. Also, I don't want to get married at the pub either, since I already had a wedding there. My wedding to Nicole.
Oh, man.
Tragic.
Knowing that backstory with him and Nicole changes a bunch that happens later.
Yes. Because they are doing the worst job at pretending that Nicole and Eric enjoy being in the relationships they're currently in. Like, nothing about Nicole and EJ makes sense. Nothing about Eric and Sloane makes sense. And every time they see each other, they're like, oh, Eric... Hi, it's crazy running into you here. Like, it's so loaded.
Wow. And then when they're with their current partners, it's sort of like, hey.
It's like, hey, cook's keeping a plate warm.
I know. And like, also, like, Sloane is a slamming hottie, and he walks in being like, hey.
Yeah, being like, I'm not the dim sum guy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like, okay.
Okay. So back at the DeMera mansion, I said Nicole is going to make sure you know she's pregnant by holding her belly this entire episode. And it's not even like a big belly.
That's
the tiniest belly it
so
could be.
Small.
Like, it would be believable to me that she's kind of just like letting a full lunch.
I was going to say, like, that's like
belly.
you had a big burrito at lunch. That's a food baby.
And then you're just touching it.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, she's pregnant.
To help with the digestion.
Exactly.
Get it to go down.
So EJ explains, Nicole's like confused about this whole like we fired Wendy Shin from IT thing. EJ explains that Wendy's boyfriend, Trip Johnson, must have convinced Wendy that EJ was involved in the hit against Ava because Trip loves his gangster mother. Ava is a mob princess from the famous Italian mafia family, the Vitali crime family. The Vitali crime syndicate, obviously. Keep up, Cara.
Obviously.
So, EJ...
Wait, hold on a second. Pause. Wait, is Ava the one that's in London right now?
Yes. Yes. Ava's the one from General Hospital.
Wait.
So she was tied to the mob in General Hospital also?
No, I know, but wait a minute. Isn't she was the one that was like, says that Susan's not dead.
Correct.
Oh, so they busted her out of the hospital.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for putting that
and
together.
EJ hates Ava because he thinks she's responsible for his mother's death.
Yes. He really has a... Okay.
Doesn't it feel good when it all comes together?
It really does, actually.
It's so satisfying.
It really does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so EJ caught Wendy going through his phone and fired her. EJ then assures Nicole that Wendy didn't get anything incriminating on him, but then he remembers that he should have had security escort her out of the building, but he was distracted by something Wendy said. And Nicole's like, what is it that she said? And I'm like, why? Once again, why do we do this? Just continue to say the thought. It's okay if someone goes like more than 60 seconds without talking.
Right. And also, like, you still haven't said your names yet.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that's just, as an outsider, I'm sort of like, why do we like, let's get our exposition right here.
So EJ chuckles and he's like, Wendy said my mother was still alive. And then he downs the rest of his whiskey because he likes doing that at the end of his big lines.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Nicole's confused. Where would Wendy have gotten that idea? And EJ explains that this is Ava's new story, that she remembers seeing Susan escape from the car before it exploded. And Nicole's like, wait, this is great. But EJ goes, it would be if it was true. And then he downs his whiskey again. We have a horrible moment of continuity, and all of a sudden his drink has magically been refilled. Okay, back in London, we're at the cafe. Oh, here it is. Harris is trying to search for how to find Edmund P. Crumb, but the Wi-Fi is so damn slow. Ava's still skeptical. Even if Susan used to be married to this guy, why would they have a connection now that would lead them to Susan? But Harris is staying positive, and the Wi-Fi finally works. And he goes, I got a hit. There's one Edmund Crumb in London, and his address is right here. And I'm like, what database is he searching? And then Ava goes, great. Get that phone back to the waiter and let's get out.
Why do they have the waiter's phone? Like, what? I mean, I guess if they were like hightailing it out of America, maybe they didn't have time to stop for. And like, do they have an international plan?
That's the thing. I think they got. Like, I remember them saying something about having to get burner phones as they were leaving, so maybe they don't have like a smartphone.
I don't know, but like that line, and just again, all caps note, why do they have the waiter's phone?
Also, yeah, I would not have thought twice about like, oh, you guys got burner phones. Like, how did you get this smartphone? Whatever, I'm not thinking about it. But now I think it's weird that you borrowed the waiter's phone.
Right, and also like, you know, this smartphone from like 2004.
Yeah.
Too.
So yeah, that was a hilarious
That was
for that
so
scene.
funny. And then when he walks off, Ava just like rolls her eyes in this really comical way. Like she's over it.
I love it. That's the thing. Sometimes like, they're playing it for comedy.
It's so awesome. It's fantastic.
It.
She's great.
Okay, now we're hopping back to Salem. Paulina's about to answer her own question of asking who Melinda is going after. So the last time we saw Paulina, it was like, Who do you have in mind? And then Paulina goes, Lee Shin? Lee Shin is the older brother of Wendy Shin. He's currently like the head of the board at DiMera or something. Like he's not in the DiMera family, but the Shin family like has some sort of controlling interest in DiMera Enterprises.
He's going to be pissed when he finds out his sister got fired.
That's exactly
if
right.
If he's the head of the board.
That's exactly right.
Damn.
Melinda reminds Paulina, and potentially more importantly, the audience, that Lee tried to have Stefan DiMera killed, but hasn't been arrested because there wasn't enough evidence yet. Melinda says she's been working on him to lull him into a false sense of security. And Paulina goes like, oh, I don't want to know what you mean by that. And Melinda goes, well, surely you've used your feminine wiles to get what you want. Ew.
I mean,
ew.
Feminine wiles. Like,
no.
I can't decide, like, if the writers really love this woman or hate her, because the stuff she has to say is just, like, cringe-tastic.
That is very true.
She's killing it, but I would get that script and just be like, come on, feminine wiles.
Yeah.
And you know if she doesn't say it, they're cutting and be like, actually, it's feminine wiles.
And you have to be so earnest about it, too.
Yep.
Paulina then delivers a line that I had to rewind and turn on the captions to understand, and I'm still not 100% sure I got there.
Okay.
She allegedly says, according to the captions, now just how long is this going to take before this unsuspecting fool's lulled to a fare thee well and confesses to his crime?
Oh God, I don't remember that.
That's literally what it says. And she clearly like got lost in the middle of the sentence.
I think this
and maybe just mumbled through it. Then the captions like
just
took what they maybe thought they could find.
Or maybe that's what she was supposed to say. Because I remember like it is fun to watch them when they lose the line.
Yes.
And they're just like, they just frantically pull something.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Pull a word salad.
Yeah.
I feel like she was trying to say like, how long is it going to take before this unsuspecting fool's lulled into a false sense of security and confesses? But according to the caption, she says, fare thee well, which I don't think is the correct usage of the phrase.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Regardless, Melinda says she's meeting Lee for dinner tonight and she's going to nail him to the wall. And then she also gives one of my favorite TV lawyer phrases, which is, I've read the law. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that was one. I direct quoted that. I've read the law. I'm like, girl.
I've read the law.
I've read the law.
Anyone can read. Come on.
What, like it's hard?
What, like it's hard? Okay, and then Paulina goes, you'd better or you're out. And then she marches out and Melinda is rattled and she turns to her phone and she makes a call and she's asking Lee if he wants to have dinner. Sneaky. She didn't have the date set up.
She got.
She knew she was going to come through.
Liar, pants on fire.
Exactly. So in London, Ava and Harris approach a door in like an apartment building and they've got their heads on swivels. They are really taking in the space. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Harris says, according to the search results, and again, I'm like, what database was this? According to the search results, this is Edmund P. Crumb's apartment. So they ring the bell. Ava's worried he's not home, and Harris comments that at his age, he's probably not out clubbing, so they probably just have to wake him up. They seem like they can't decide whether to like knock again or ring, like they have like an awkward physical moment. And then a man comes to the door. He's got swoopy graying hair and glasses.
Yeah, this is budget Jeff Daniels now.
This is budget Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Like, I think he is maybe too old to be clubbing, but he's not elderly. It was confusing. And he was very tan.
He was very tan. He had like the weird, like the combo of like the patterns going on in his fit.
Yes, he was power clashing in his robe.
He's also giving like nerdy gray fox, you know what I mean?
Yes. Like, in the right light, he could be like a handsome older man.
Yes.
Again, it was not this light.
Budget Jeff Bridges. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
he opens the door. He goes, why are you ringing the bell in the middle of the bloody night? Just in case you forgot we were in London. They apologize. They say it's rather urgent. They're looking for Edmund Crumb. And he says, that's me. I'm Edmund P. Crumb. What can I do for you?
Okay, can I interject too? Like, the way they go with Phineas automatically as a P, I'm not sure how they got there.
I would 100% agree.
When I was taking my notes, I was like, when they said Edmund Phineas, I wrote down Phineas with an F.
Yeah.
So then we were like, Edmund P. Crumb. I'm like, why is that a P?
Phineas and Ferb is famously PH.
I guess that's true. But I didn't like, that was, but I mean, as an elder millennial, that was before my time, or after my time.
I would agree that, I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 on when Phineas can be a PH and when
also,
can be
you know what this might also be? It might be like a British versus an Irish thing.
Could be.
Like Irish, it's F.
It's always F.
It's always F. So like that might be where
we're famously in London.
We're famously in London, so that might be the PH.
It's got to
hence
be a
the PH. Like if we were in like, Dublin or something, maybe then it would be like an Edmund F. Crumb or something like that. It is just
also interesting that it's like we committed to Edmund P. Crumb and we couldn't have gone with like Peter.
That's true.
Paul.
Yeah. Also, yeah, because
no middle name
or no middle
initial. But like Edmund Crumb is a unique enough name. Okay, Ava asks if they can speak to him about Susan Banks, and we cut to commercial with absolutely no indication of how Edmund Crumb is going to react to that. Like this is a moment where he's not eyeball acting. Like she's like, "Can we speak to you about Susan?" And we linger on him for 8 seconds, and he's just truly like blank faced. Yeah. Now in the Horton Town Square of Salem, Melinda's at a table at the bistro. We all know what happens at the bistro.
Well, here's the thing. This is fancy because the martinis have the little sticks or like have tiny martini glasses on them.
Ooh. I get that. I get it. I'm there. Yeah. Melinda has 2 martinis waiting at the table and a very eager Lee Shin approaches. They cheers. He asks, what's the occasion? And she's like, does there have to be one? I've missed you. I've been thinking a lot about you. And then she takes his hand and she goes, a lot. I'm like, ew.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable.
Emily just gasped.
I'm uncomfortable.
Then she goes like through, she has a bit longer of a speech. Lee's like thumb stroking her hand in a way that absolutely makes my skin crawl. Melinda's telling him that she's been thinking of all their good times, how no one's ever turned her on so much, made her feel so alive, not just sexually, LOL. I'm just like, get to the point. Yeah, I cannot live through this. She's just so happy they're seeing each other. And then the sinister piano chord underscoring comes in, so you know it's about to take a turn. Mm-hmm. And Melinda goes, this is where you say you are too. But then Lee drops her hand and drinks his martini. And he tells her he thinks they should actually call things off. And she's confused. She thought it was going so well. And he says he did too. Until he heard this, and he pulls out a little recorder and plays audio of Melinda telling Paulina that she's going to nail Lee to the wall. And she's horrified.
Melinda, he got you.
You got. You got played twice today. She's having a tough day.
Yeah, it's not a good day to be her.
Okay, so now we're going to head to the Brady Pub where we haven't been this episode yet. And this is the Chowder Pub.
And this is also like like I said, I was tracking all the storylines, and this is one that just comes out of fucking nowhere.
Absolutely, yes.
All of a sudden, we're in this place with blue lace lady, and you can tell it's not as fancy as a place because the stick in her martini just has like a little bit of party at the end of it.
I didn't even track. Oh my God.
That's how you know it's not as classy as the bistro.
This is incredible dramaturgy.
I also, incredible attention by the set dressers.
That's good.
Shout out to the set dressers.
Shout out to the set dressers. I can't remember his name. Meredith looked him up in the first episode because she had something incredible to mention. But, I think it was about the hotel rooms or something.
Yeah, they're really just like putting in some detail here that I appreciate.
Love it. So yes, Kate Roberts, who I would assume is Blue Lacy Woman.
I think so.
She's
like looking real sad.
Yeah, she's at a table staring at her phone. Dr. Marlena Evans comes in wearing an incredible emerald green
fucking
suit.
Queen.
She looks amazing.
The green on green did it for me.
Kate is talking to Marlena about how she's just looking at pictures of baby Victoria that Rex sent her before they knew the truth. The truth being that her son Rex is not the baby's father. Yes, they did find out. Emily is gasping.
Because this is from your episode, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that was a whole thing I remember.
So it all came out that Xander is actually the father of that baby, and Rex and Sarah's marriage at the pub was a sham. Yes.
Gasp.
So then Kate asks Marlena if she just stopped by for some chowder. And I'm like, do you get money for every time you put chowder in the script?
I guess maybe. Also, what kind of chowder is it? Is it like clam, salmon?
I would imagine
fish?
not very good. We're famously in Illinois. We're in a landlocked city.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I wanted to know what kind it was, and then my next comment was, there's no way I'd be eating chowder in Illinois.
Absolutely not.
I guess if you're right on the lake, maybe, though. Maybe it's like a fish chowder.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if it's like a fresh lake fish.
Marlena says, no, she just came to check on Eric, who has been living there, her son. And Kate breaks the news. Eric moved out. And Marlena's shocked. Now we're back at Sloane's. Sloane's like, oh yeah, clam chowder smell. Clam chowder. She says clam chowder.
Okay, I missed that. And also, no thank you.
No, we're absolutely rejecting the
They're
chowder.
for sure using canned clams.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And again, no thank you.
Okay, chowder smell aside, I'm not getting married anywhere near somewhere you've already had a wedding. Then we get a sentence with a lot going on. First of all, Sloane says, wherever we do our nuptials.
Ugh, nuptials.
Which, nuptials, she says.
Oh, God. Even worse.
Like full-blown nuptials, which I'm obsessed with. But beyond that, she goes, wherever we do our nuptials, we should do it quick because adoption agencies prefer married couples.
Yeah.
Sloane asks if Belle, Eric's sister, who's a lawyer, has agreed to help them adopt. But Eric's like, it's not a good idea. Belle's going through a lot, and the dynamics with Sloane and Eric getting together haven't been great. Like, nobody else in the family really approves. So he thinks it's best if they don't involve Belle. He suggests that they start making a list of other potential lawyers tonight. And Sloane's like, tonight? You haven't even unpacked. And I'm like, do you want to move fast or not?
Also, what does she have going on tonight? Because she was mad when he was there.
Yeah.
She like also she wanted to hang out, and then it's like he wants to do this thing that's important, and like I'm like, girl, what do you have going on?
Dim sum. I don't understand what the vibe is.
Does he have to get out because the dim sum guy and she's got something going with the dim sum guy?
Oh, here we go.
What the what?
I think it's possible. Okay, yeah. So she does this whole like, are you sure this is what you want? Like adopting a baby with me? And he assures her he just wants to be a father. Biological relationship doesn't mean anything to him. And she's looking conflicted because she knows that he does have a biological child coming.
Man.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Back at the DeMera mansion, EJ's got a refill of whiskey. He's telling Nicole that the timing is a little too convenient, that now Ava's claiming his mother is alive right when he sends a hitman to kill her. I'm like, this is evil villain logic.
Yeah, for sure.
Nicole wants to at least entertain the idea that Ava could be telling the truth. Susan could be alive and just in hiding or not be able to get to a phone. And EJ scoffs because his mother doesn't need something as mundane as a phone to reach out to him. EJ goes, she's on a first name basis with everyone in the spirit world.
What?
Did you miss this?
No, I know. I wrote that down and I was like, what?
This is
Why
Susan
is she on this?
This is her connection to the supernatural realm.
And it's real chummy with them.
Absolutely.
That's like
first name basis.
Like this is like who is she? Beetlejuice? Like what's the deal?
Very much so.
God.
So EJ says if she was still alive, my mother would have sent me a sign. And immediately all the lights cut out.
Boo.
It's happening! Coincidence?
I wanted like an earthquake or something.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
It's the big one!
Like all the lights going out. And I think this is when I also noticed the portrait on the back of the wall.
Yes.
When the lights went out, ironically. But then I was like, wow, he's got a portrait of himself in his house. That's pretty cool. And now I know it's his dad.
And then the lights came back on and it's like, oh, that's a different man. So in the town square, Melinda is stunned, sitting at the bistro with Lee. She's like, where did you get that recording? And he goes, remember when I visited you in your office last week?
Oh
and
my
she
God.
goes, yeah. when you said you couldn't wait to get your hands on me, we had sex on my desk. I remember.
Just like shouting it out in the bistro, dude. I was like, good Lord.
I know. Lee reveals that he also gave her a little teddy bear that would tickle her.
Yeah, I have questions about this bear. Like, what was she supposed to do with the bear? Like, what was this bear? I was sort of like, is this like a code for something? Is it actually like...
I don't know, because I don't remember this happening.
Was it like a wink bear, wink wink, and is it actually like not a bear?
No, it's literally a bear.
Well, no, I found that out later because at first I'm like, are you just trying to say did like you leave her like a vibrator or something?
But then it's like, yeah, when we found out that it was a real bear,
it's like, what was she supposed to do with that?
Is the bear a vibrator?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, at first I thought it was like, and then it's like, okay, well, it makes sense if that was a recording device, I guess. But like, again, with the bear, like, how is the bear
gonna tickle her
you
while he's
like,
gone?
What?
That's a bad vibe.
That's a bad.
That's a bad.
That's a bad.
So,
no, thank you.
Surprise, there was a bug in the bear. Melinda is devastated. How could she be so stupid? And Lee says he was onto her from the very start. He knew she was after him. And he goes, although I thought I could sweep you off your feet with my rakish charm and sexual prowess.
Okay, title of app. That's the thing. Rakish charm and sexual prowess.
Charm and sexual prowess.
Because that's like aggressively the vibe of a lot of these storylines.
That is so true.
That's my first title of app.
That is so good. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Melinda can't believe he played her, but he says, we played each other. You don't care about me any more than I care about you. And he leaves, and she's devastated.
And stuck with the check.
And stuck with the 2 martinis.
Those are bistro martinis, too. You know that's twice the price of what they are at the pub.
Oh, absolutely.
It's for those fancy martini sticks.
That's a $19 martini.
1,000%.
And she just lost her job, so
I know.
Fucked.
So she's on the hook for like $40 plus tip.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, back at the DeMera mansion, we've got the power outage. EJ's lit some candles, but he doesn't believe at all that this outage could be a sign from his mother. It's obviously just a faulty circuit breaker. And Nicole insists this is something that Susan could do, but EJ assures her that Susan would be less subtle, which is fair because Susan is fully making herself visible to and talking to Ava Vitale. She's not just like doing spooky stuff with the lights. So Nicole decides she's going to let it go. They sit down to eat at a table fully covered by like a weird geometric chess set. I do not know how they're going to eat at this table. And EJ pulls out his phone. He's apparently got to hire a new IT person right now.
Right now, as there's no power in his house.
Yes.
And he's about to eat his dinner. He's had like 15 glasses of whiskey, but
Cook's
you know
been
what he
keeping a plate warm for hours.
But we know what needs to happen? IT.
IT. So Nicole's like confused. She wants to talk about it more. And he's like, it's just a power outage. And she's like, not that, you dummy. And then poof, the lights turn back on. And then this like happy underscoring begins. And they do like a weird improv-y banter where he's like, told you so. And he like points and she like sticks her tongue out.
Okay, but that was adorable. Like his thing was stupid. Hers is adorable.
Yeah. But those are the moments like at the tails of the scene where I'm like, hey, whatever gets you through a long day of filming.
I was going to say, I think that must have been like one of the last shots they did. And they were like, just give it to him.
Absolutely. Okay. Now in the square, Melinda texts Sloane. These 2 lawyer ladies are friends. Melinda texts Sloane, hope your night's going better than mine is. I just got dumped. Then who should show up at the bistro but Paulina, who just plops right into Lee's chair and starts sipping his martini. And I'm like, did COVID affect no one's germophobia but mine?
Yeah.
This is insane. You're just going to start drinking a random martini? She asks how the dinner went. Melinda's like, not well, bitch. And Paulina's like, LOL, I figured. Pack up your office. You're out. Okay, so now Sloane gets Melinda's text. Sloane's like, oh, I just got this text from Melinda. She's having a crazy night. Eric points out that he's surprised the 2 of them are friends. They used to not be. And I'm like, oh, yeah, classic defense attorney prosecutor rivalry.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because I wrote down that line. It's like, you 2 are friends now because it wasn't long ago that you weren't. And it's like,
What great exposition.
Wow, great exposition, and yet it takes you like 20 minutes to talk about names.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, I'm mad about the names thing.
I get it. So then Sloane pulls a whole like, female friends are hard to come by. And I'm like, that's a classic I'm a guy's girl line.
Yeah, female friends are hard to come by if you're a bitch, and I think she might be a bitch.
That's exactly right. Title of app.
Yeah.
Sloane's like, I have to go check on Melinda. Do you mind if I leave? And he doesn't mind. So they have a sweet, like, I'm excited for the adoption too moment. And then she goes. And he's going to unpack, I guess. So now in London, Ava and Harris are sitting with Edmund Crumb in his flannel jammies and his robe, and they're all sipping tea. And Edmund says he saw on the telly that some deranged woman drove Susan off a cliff. And Harris is like, that woman was mentally ill.
That was so funny. I was like, that's effing hilarious. Of like his very much like, okay, let's not go there.
So regardless, they think she's alive. They think Susan's alive because the woman who was with her now remembers Susan getting out alive. And Edmund's like, well, even if she did, it's been months. Where has Susan been? And they, of course, are like, well, that's why we're here. He's shocked. What would give them the idea that he knows where Susan is? And they admit that they feel Susan's been reaching out and sending them Crumb-related clues.
Oh, my God.
So they ask, you were married to Susan. You know she has supernatural gifts. Has she sent you any messages? And Edmund just goes, messages? No. Why would she when she's chained up to the floor of the back bedroom?
And then they go to commercial. They go to commercial on that shit. And you're like, I'm so sorry. What?
Yes. It is crazy.
It was like also just beautiful filming, beautiful delivery. Everything about it was perfect.
And he plays it so well. Yeah, he's like,
oh, God.
Why would she reach out to me? She's chained up in the back bedroom.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's genius.
It
it's
is
absolutely
so
genius.
good.
Like 10 daytime Emmys for this moment.
Yes.
Like,
oh, and then that's when like they start to get woozy. Is that before the commercial break or after the commercial break? I can't remember.
I think that's after.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That's,
okay,
that's
so
coming.
they come
That's
back
coming.
and there's like eerie underscoring. Harris and Ava are shocked, and then they start to get woozy, and they're like, what's going on? I don't feel good. And Edmund goes, yes. That would be the poison tea.
The poison tea title of up.
The poison tea.
Like multiple meanings, right?
That is very true.
Like that.
Yes.
Because also these two obviously did not watch enough Law and Order, because you don't drink anything that they give you.
Absolutely not.
Don't you take it to be polite and you put that shit down.
So yeah, he's like, that would be the poisoned tea. And Ava and Harris slump as Harris lets out. He's like slumping and he goes, you bastard. And he falls.
I started crying. I was like, of course, with your final breath.
You bastard.
You want to do that. / are they dead? Like,
yeah,
it's
TBD.
It's TBD.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, wow.
All right. So now Melinda's back in her office, tearfully packing up. She finds the damn teddy bear and tragically decides to give it a piece of her mind.
Oh my God, it's so good.
So she picks up this teddy bear and she goes, hey, Lee, you there? Now I understand why Gabby Hernandez dumped you. It's because as a lover, you suck. And not in a good way.
Okay, and again, I will say, the fuck?
Oh,
like,
God.
This is the sort of thing where, like, I don't know in terms of what this gentleman might have been doing. Where sucking would be a good thing.
I know. I wouldn't.
The thing is, I can understand if he was screaming at the teddy bear at her about sucking.
Yes.
That makes sense to me because, like, I get it. That I get.
Yes.
Her to him, I'm just like, honey, I don't think he was doing the thing that he needed to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure if he knows how to do that.
That's
correctly.
why it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Okay. So then she throws the bear down. She searches in a drawer for way too long before pulling out a gavel. She is not a judge, by the way.
She has to dig through this drawer to get this thing.
To get a gavel. She's a lawyer. Like, why would she have that?
Like, she raises that thing in a way where I'm like, but she holds the position.
She holds it up. You're right.
She like brings it up and is like about to pull it down, and I think she's waiting for this entrance.
Yes.
Right?
And then she decides to start beating the shit out of the bear.
Yeah, with this gavel.
Sloane comes in and is just like, oh, girl, no. Did he give you a reason? And Melinda explains, like, yes, Lee found out that she was only dating him to build a case against him. And Sloane's like, yeah, that's a fair reason.
And is this before or after she says, I hate that creep? I loved that line. I loved that line.
I hate that creep. So Melinda shares, to make matters worse, Paulina just fired her. And Sloane's stunned. Why would she do that? And she goes, because she hates me. And then she goes, because it's entirely in the authority of her as mayor. And I was like, oh, you were so close to a sentence.
Yeah, almost.
But I'm going to give her a pass because she's emotionally worked up.
Exactly.
But then Sloane actually kind of perks up and she's like, this might actually work out. You're in need of a job and I'm in need of an attorney. And she asks Melinda to help her and Eric adopt a baby, which I do think is like a very anticlimactic end.
Well, and also, I don't think that criminal prosecution crosses over to family law. I think that's like different stuff. It's like, and also like, girl, she just got fired from her full-time job. You think this one case, like, oh, you're free now.
Oh, you're free. Can you
take this one case for me? Maybe ? All right.
Okay. So meanwhile, back at Sloane's apartment, Eric is finishing unpacking. He pulls out a stack of journals, and what should fall into his hand but a photo of him and Nicole from their wedding.
See, and now that I know this whole history, this is a lot bigger.
So as he's mulling it over, there's a knock at the door. It's his mother, Marlena. Kate told her that he had moved in with Sloane, and she admits she's surprised. She didn't realize that he and Sloane were this serious. And he assures her that they love each other and that Sloane's helped him get over this rough patch in his life, which I guess is like getting divorced, leaving the priesthood, losing being a father, pick your poison. But Eric says he's ready to take the next step. Marlena notices that he's holding a picture of him and Nicole, but she like decides not to mention it. And just tells him that she hopes it works out.
Yeah, instead of saying, are you really ready to take that next step if you're holding your old wedding photos?
Right? Like, could you imagine? I'm like holding my wedding photo album.
And also just like that line, it just seemed like the logical next step, I feel like, is 18 red flags.
Red flags.
Maybe
Red
just do not get married.
Absolutely. Do not adopt a baby.
No,
don't bring an adoption
don't do that.
into this.
No, you know what you should do is like...
Cool your jets. Back at the DeMera mansion, EJ gets off the phone. Turns out a car ran into a utility pole, which caused the power outage in the neighborhood. Nicole's still not buying it. EJ asks if she thinks the power company is lying, and she just like gives a playful shrug, which he immediately takes to a dark place. EJ goes, the only liar in this scenario is Ava Vitale, and may she soon rot in hell so that my mother may rest in peace.
Yeah, that was like...
I thought we were doing like a fun, like, I think your mother is alive and made the lights go out, and you took it to a dark place.
Yeah, you took it to a dark place to your pregnant, like, fiance who's been wearing heels the whole time.
The whole time.
Why are you at home wearing heels, girl?
Horrible. What is this, Mad Men? So here we are, finally back in London. Edmund is situating an unconscious Ava and Harris like onto a little twin bed.
Just piling these bodies on a bed. Where it's like, again, are they dead?
Yeah.
Is he arranging? Like, what's he going to do to these bodies?
So then we hear the rattling of chains. I go, is it Jacob Marley?
I'm like, what in the fucking black snake moan is this shit? Like... You just see this chain.
We start at the feet. We full body pan up. It's Susan Banks.
Wearing the most iconic outfit I've ever seen.
She's wearing pajamas and a robe with fingerless gloves. Her hair is in curlers and she's brushing her teeth.
Just like...
It's so funny.
That's iconic.
And she goes... Oh, my stars and garters. Edmund, what do you think you're doing? And they share a long look. And that is the end of the episode.
And that's the end. Yeah. Great ending, though.
Great Fantastic. Ending. We'll have to tune in next time. I can confirm that Ava and Harris are still alive.
I mean, I figured as much. It's just like one of those things where, like, I feel like on soaps, either
it could go either way.
They either never ever die, or all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're dead.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll come back, but they're dead. What an episode, Cara. Takeaways.
Like, I mean, takeaways are, we should all like be working on soap operas.
This is my dream.
Like,
this is my dream. My active dream is to like barter this podcast into a role on Days of Our Lives.
I mean, I think that would be, I'm here to support that.
This is my dream
for you. Cause like, it also like, I also was wondering, like, should I rewatch General Hospital now?
Probably.
Like it's just like the epicness. And also like, I have such respect for these actors.
Yes.
Another
me too.
takeaway. First of all, y'all are working all the damn time. And, you know, are each of them in a different TV show? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe they are. But you know what? Also, like, Jackie Harry. Like, that woman could give a master class on camp.
That's correct.
Like, that
yes, that's the show that she is on. I want everyone to be on.
Yes. No, that's exactly what I want.
100%.
So, yeah, no, takeaways are, I forgot that soap operas are some of the best television.
Yeah.
Paying by like ups and downs and drama and
roller coaster.
Yeah, we've got paternity drama. We've got tickling teddy bears.
We've got
chowder.
Chowder, famously.
Oh, the God. Famous Illinois chowder.
The famous Illinois clam.
Title of up.
The famous Illinois clam. Oh my God, I forgot to plug our comfort beverage of the evening, which is Cara Phipps's drink of the summer.
The drink of the summer. It's the Lone Ranger.
It's an incredible cocktail.
It's the Lone Ranger, which I found on, I think it was Better Homes and Gardens.
Oh, heck yes.
But it's tequila, although I can recommend gin as another way to go. Fresh lemon juice, simple syrup, which we had some strawberries that were starting to turn, so I blended the strawberries up and threw them in with the simple syrup, so it's like a strawberry simple syrup. And then, you shake that all together with ice, strain, and top it with a little sparkling rosé.
It's delicious.
Drink of the summer.
I love it. Next week, we're going to, and by next week, I mean in a couple weeks, because nobody's doing this weekly anymore. Listen, hey, I got shit going on.
There's a lot happening.
Next week, we are covering season 59, episode 26. I could only go 2 episodes after this one, because there's a lot going on. I'm quickly scrolling through my recap. Do any of these characters carry over into the next episode? No, I don't think so.
That is wild to me.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer to find out what happens in the big smoke with... Oh my God.
Bless you.
What happens in the big smoke with Harris and Ava?
I know. I need to know. I'm going to have to watch. I just
Available to stream on Peacock. Well... Everybody, wow. Thank you so much for listening. Give me a follow on Instagram at So Are the Days Podcast. I've started uploading visual accompaniment to my minisodes, which are very funny and include very funny pictures. Leave a review, leave a rating wherever you're listening to this podcast.
Do it.
Cara Phipps, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
And bringing your soap opera prowess.
Wow. Just,
to the podcast.
What a dream.
What a dream. Dream come true. Emily, Truly. Thank you for observing.
Anytime.
Yeah, you are like serving as the role of engineer / producer, but without doing any of the work. I love it.
Yeah, just your biggest fan.
Oh, yes. Wow. Love you, Cara.
Love you.
Love you, Emily. Love you listening. Whoever you are, listen.
Tell your friends.
I love you. Yeah, tell a friend. You stay classy, Salem. Bye.